Cool.
Hi, everyone. My name's VK, and here I have Tatiana, who is a client of the Property Investment Accelerator. And in this video, we'll be going through how Tatiana bought two properties, both of them interstate. She lives in Sydney. She bought one in Perth and one in regional Queensland without a buyer's agent. Growth, positive cash flow properties. And if you're looking for a similar type deal, then you'll get a bunch of value, I'm sure, from these next 10 minutes. So I know we've already been talking, Tatiana, but thank you once again for making time.
No worries. Thank you, PK.
And so I'll just quickly introduce the two deals. So the first one is in WA. It's in Perth. Tatiana got this for $385. It's just about settled now.
380.
380. Oh, even better. So you must have negotiated further. 380. And the market appraisal for rent is up to 450. So that's a fantastic yield. I can't do the math in my head, but I think that's 6% plus. That's thousands of dollars of positive cash flow. And the second deal, which she has settled actually just now, she got for 369 in regional Queensland. The market appraisal for rent is up to 450 again. Great tenant already in there. She doesn't want to kick them out, really good people. So that's 400 at the moment, but in 6 months, it could be 450, if she chooses to get the market rate for the rent. So once again, growth suburb, not flood zone, just in case you're wondering, everyone. And yeah, positive cash flow. So I just sort of textbook property investing. And I just want to say, like I did before, Tatiana, congratulations.
Thank you. Well, if it wasn't you, yeah, thank you so much for that.
No, I mean, you did all the work. So kudos to you. And maybe like the first question that I'll just ask is, like you were sort of umming and ahhing about doing the program for a little while. What was like your property journey before doing the course? I know you were in my Facebook group for a while. You were already putting offers in properties. Like, what was that all about?
Yeah, look, I wanted to start investing in properties. I already have 2 units in Sydney, which really didn't bring me much, but they grew with the time. And I've joined the group. I was researching, I was listening to whatever you say and all the videos, looking through the group chat, and I started working with my bank. Because I have 2 mortgages with them, and they said, yeah, we can give you another 375 to buy a house. So I was looking at it and I was like, well, I will probably buy in Adelaide because Adelaide is good, a good growing area. So, and I've chosen Suburb, and I made my offer, and they accepted it, and I was very happy. And we made a contract with finances, depending on finances approval. And my bank came back to me and said, look, we just calculated, we actually cannot give you finances because the appraisal for your properties, if the valuation come back pretty low. So I didn't get the house, and I wasted few months on doing it with my bank, and just wasted money, and I was very upset about it. But then I decided, well, I couldn't buy anything this year. I might as well just invest some of that money, and I'll just buy a course and I'll do some learning for the next time, and I'll try again with my bank later. I might just need to save up a little bit. And when I started learning, it was like an eye-opener. I was like, oh, wow, I actually was very grateful that I didn't get the finances to buy in this suburb that I was, already had a contract in. And I was, oh my God, thanks God I didn't happen. And I actually was very happy about that because I learned that it wasn't a really good suburb. So that was the first thing. And second, while I was studying and learning and going through the course, I've sent an email to a broker that you suggested, one of the brokers, and she was amazing. She actually came back to me and said, look, you can have 2 houses. I was like, no, it's a mistake. My bank said you can't have any. You don't have enough. I was like, no, I've got the valuation, so you can have 2 properties if you want to. I was like, of course I want
Christmas present.
a Christmas present. I thought I wasted so much time because I started my research and, you know, working with my bank before New Year. It was November. And I thought, well, I wasted my time because the prices are growing. I couldn't get anything. I probably won't get anything for another year. And who knows, you know, how much can I save? It's probably impossible. I can just so I was impressed. I was very happy. And as I said to you, if it just was for this contact, I would just pay this money for the course, you know. But actually, the knowledge that, you know, this course given me, I was comfortable to buy in the places that I bought now. And I'm very happy with the location. I think it's a Primal locations. Everyone wants that. I think I've done my diligence, I've done my research, and also with the contacts and the people that I get connected to, because you have this database of people who can I trust actually. And they were all very supportive. I was calling them, they were going and looking at the properties. They were saying me, oh no, this is not good. We don't think it's a good location. I actually also had a contract with a property because I was Russian. You know, I was very in a rush. I didn't want to miss because I already thought my boat is kind of almost sailed. And I actually made an offer in Perth, but then my property manager said, no, you shouldn't do that. The location is not good. It's on a main road, and you know, it's just you should get out of it. I managed to get out of it because of finances. I said I can't, you know, just so they actually, I told them that I won't be able to get finances because my bank won't approve it.
Yeah.
And they eventually that agreed. They said, no, you've got a contract, but eventually they agreed to cancel the contract. So I get rid of that property and I found another one.
Yeah. I mean, the 2 key things that I just heard from you, just for everyone who's watching already, is, you know, just because your bank is saying, no, you can't get another loan or you can't get your first loan, that doesn't mean that that's gospel. You go through a really good mortgage broker and you went from a situation of not being able to borrow even $300,000-$400,000 to now being able to borrow 2 times $300,000-$400,000. So that's, I mean, big shout out to Jenny. All my clients know Jenny. You know, Jenny, if you're watching this, thank you so much again. But the team, you know, you can't underestimate how important the right people are. They can kind of catapult you into a space where you can't be yourself. So that was the first thing I just want everyone to connect with, and thank you for sharing that, Tatiana. And the second thing is, well, I was going to ask you, but you just said it anyway, is that you bought Interstate, obviously, one in WA in Perth, and like you're in Sydney, right? You didn't catch a flight. I mean, nor could you at that time anyway, with Perth lockdowns. And it's just so phenomenal. The property managers are like this hidden secret, these gems of people that, like you said, they actually told you good suburb, but this is the wrong pocket of the suburb. And I mean, that's basically doing almost your job for you. And you know, obviously you're going to give them the management, but I just want to bring this one point out. You know, some people say that, how can you trust a property manager? They just want you to buy the property so that they will manage it for you. But in this case, the trusted property manager, they actually said, don't buy it. So you can see how selfless they are and how, I don't want to say virtuous, but how ethical they are if you have the right one, right?
Yeah, definitely. And these people have a good reputation, so I can trust them. And they checked it so much. They actually sent me a report with pictures, like, and this is like, you know, this is a scratch, this is like everything. And they told me how much it's going to be rented for. And like, it was really proper assessment.
Yeah. And so for anyone who's watching, like, you know, yes, Tatiana selected the suburb using data, but the inspection and the due diligence was all done by the property manager. She didn't have to use a buyer's agent or anything like that. It was done for free. I mean, that's amazing. And I just want to ask you. Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, and they trusted me, so that because they've done everything for me for free, and I could have just said, oh well, I might just keep the previous agency, but it's a much mutual trust. So I want to work with them because I know they're doing a great job.
Yeah. It's like it's not like you're obliged, but you're like, from an ethical perspective, you want to return the favor.
Yeah.
And so, like, what gave you the confidence? You're based in Sydney. What gave you the confidence to buy in this particular suburb in Perth, and then the regional Queensland one, particular suburb in regional Queensland? Before you were looking at Adelaide, you didn't end up buying Adelaide. Was the data easy to read? Was the data comprehensive? How did you build trust in the data and suburb selection?
Well, I used your techniques, and I've done all the research, and that's particular suburb that I actually just liked as well. I went through the Google map and I looked at it, where it's located, and it's pretty, and it's close to the beach, and this and that. And I've spoken to the property managers, and they confirmed this is a great suburb. And I looked at the buildings, and whatever you teach me. So I looked at this. So there is nothing gonna happen around. There is no major building areas that can compromise the growth. That's why I was confident. It was a good time to buy there because Adelaide, I missed the boat for Adelaide. It was growing too much, and in a good suburbs. I mean, that suburbs that I initially wanted to buy, probably still can buy it.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I didn't.
I mean, let's mention them if you don't mind. Like, we don't really buy suburbs around that Elizabeth area or really north of Adelaide. There's just the data doesn't, make it great. Yes, they're growing at the moment, some of them quite well, but we want suburbs that are consistently going to grow over the long term. And the supply story is just too strong up near Munapara and things like that. So, I mean, that's just some free advice for everyone or anyone who's
that's
watching.
What I had at my contract on Munapara.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad you didn't buy there. No offense to anyone who lives there, by the way, just from an investment perspective.
I think I was just very lucky. Like, it could have been a different scenario if I had the money from my bank just to buy one house, and I was settled to buy in Munapara. That would have been it for me. That would be finished.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't look any further because my bank would say, no, that's enough. It's better. You can afford this. That's it. But luckily, I didn't get it. Luckily, I decided to invest in a course, and luckily now I have two houses. Much better locations.
Fair enough. And you did well. Like I was saying before we hit record, you started the course in January. And you've basically bought two properties, basically settled almost two properties in 3 months or under 3 months. Like, what advice or what tips or tricks can you share with people who were like you? They want to buy one or two properties in quick succession. They want to really get their property portfolio firing, so to speak. I mean, you've been through the process twice. I mean, I'm not sure if you would call yourself an expert, but I'm sure you definitely have much, much, much more confidence than you had before, and you can rinse and repeat. Like, what advice can you give to people who are in your position in terms of how to buy properties really quickly?
Well, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time on your bank. I've been with my bank for many years, and I didn't get for one house. I didn't get enough money. Don't waste your time. Go with a good broker with good recommendations. Know where to buy as well. If I bought in a wrong suburb, it wouldn't give me any growth. So just invest in a course. Don't waste your time. I wasted so much time. I could have actually, if I committed to do a course when I started my research in November, I could have bought in Adelaide, and I could have bought it in a good suburb. But it is what it is, and I'm very happy that what happened. The outcome is still amazing. I think I'm very happy with myself.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think it's just I was very lucky that this happened.
Yeah. And I think the other thing as well that you shared with me before, which I want to share with people, Tatiana, is you didn't mess around trying to get $30,000 or $20,000 off the price
Yeah,
of the property, in an environment where the price is going up by $10,000-$20,000 a month. You didn't sort of beat around the bush. You just went for it. You negotiated, but
I negotiated bid like 5,000 from one house, 2,000 from another. But I didn't, as you said before, it was on your course as well. You have to adjust your expectations. The prices are growing. The market is hot. You want to get it, you get it now. Because if I miss out, month, 2 months, it's going to grow. I don't want to pay extra. Just, if I like the property, it's good size, it's a good suburb, it's a good house, just get it.
Yeah. And I'm sure, I mean, you haven't even settled it, but both of them, but I'm sure they've already risen by 10, 20, $30,000 since the time you first exchanged contracts. I'm pretty confident based on where you've bought. And maybe last question, if you don't mind, for people maybe in your situation before, who are thinking about doing the course or the mentoring, and they're kind of 50-50, like they've already selected a suburb, they've already been putting offers, like they think they know what they're doing, but they may not actually know what they're doing.
So did I, I almost bought in Monopara.
Like, what would you say to them? And once again, I don't want to say that, oh, just because you think you know what you're doing, that means you don't know what you're doing. That's not where I'm coming from. But what would you say to those people who aren't fully confident, who aren't actually going at it from a data-driven perspective? Like, what would your advice be?
Invest in a course. Don't waste your time. I made my mistakes. I was there. I could have made bigger mistakes, but I was lucky and I invested in a course and I got so much out of it. I would have just paid for your database. I would just pay for your contacts. It's priceless. It is.
Yeah. No,
so,
I really appreciate that, Tatiana, because I always say, like almost on every video, that it's not a cheap course. It's touching $6,000. So on one hand, it is quite expensive actually, but I'm just so grateful and honored and happy when I hear that, when people say it's actually cheap, because value is relative to how much you want or need it and how much you get out of it.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to spend $100,000 and invest in some way you don't know, or you just pay for a course and you have it all mapped for you, like pretty much you just know what you're doing and you have all the contacts who can help you. You don't need to waste your time on it and make mistakes. Yeah.
Awesome. And so what's next for you? Like, now you've got 2 units in we already had 2 units in Sydney. You got 2 investment properties that are freestanding. Like, what's your goal? Like 10 years from now, 15 years from now, what are you working towards?
I would buy more if I can. Let's just say I was just settling. Yeah, I had a settlement today, so the next one in a week, and then I'll just reassess with my broker, who I have a really good relationship. She's amazing. Yeah. I'll talk to her and see what else can we do.
Amazing. That's the exciting bit, and you get addicted. You get addicted to buying property. I'm not sure it's a good thing or not, but it's really fun.
It's a good thing.
All right, Tatiana. Well, thank you. Once
so
again,
much.
Congratulations, and thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, PK.
All right, guys. Well, hope you guys got some value out of this. Tatiana was very grateful. It's 6:42 p.m. on a Wednesday, so she's doing this after work. So, hopefully you guys really got a lot out of it. I'm very grateful to you, Tatiana. And if you did get value out of it, guys, you can step up your learning. Don't rush in to do my course, even though that's what Tatiana said just yet. Get some free education, watch or listen to my podcast, join the Facebook group, just like Tatiana did. Get to know me. And then, of course, you can apply and do the course if you wish. I'd be obviously very happy to help you. Subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, a like. And yeah, once again, thanks for watching. And once again, Tatiana, thank you for your time.
Thank you, PK.
Okay,
See
bye.
ya.